Hello, welcome back, Recovered Souls. This is another episode 2 of Diary of the Empaths. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. This is brought to you by Healing Rehab with yours truly, Yafa Shifra. How's everyone doing out there in the real world? Is it real? I hope you're having a peaceful and wonderful time in your life. And if you're not, we're speaking positive affirmations that things are going to get so great for you, okay? This is your season to shine. Okay, so today, let's talk about self-worth concerning the empath. So last time, remember we talked about self-love, a little bit about that, right? And we talked about how the empaths, most of us, or predominantly the entire empathic society or culture or community, whatever we want to label it as, many of us were scapegoated as children, right? Or experienced trauma or many intense or toxic upbringing or experiences. And just to do a little review of what we discussed last time. And then we talked about how those things shape and frame your mind into not having boundaries because you weren't given that respect as a child. And so you grew up just opening your heart to everything and everyone. And then we talked about self-love. So let's focus on self-worth today. Okay. So how do we practice self-worth? When you practice self-worth, what you're saying is, I'm not going to allow anything to come into my personal space to destroy my peace. In other words, I'm not going to allow you to bring your toxicity, your invalidation of who I am. I'm not going to people please anymore. I'm not going to put you above myself. I'm going to take time to build up my self-worth if I don't have it already, because you're not allowed to further disrespect me or mistreat me, right? So empaths out there under the sound of my voice, how many times have you allowed yourself to feel very uncomfortable in a situation because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but they're hurting yours, right? They're saying any old thing to you. They're trying to dictate and control your life. You should do this, you should do that. They're invalidating everything you put your efforts to. They invalidate the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you cook, the way you walk the dog, all of these petty little things, because they want to conform us to their control, right? And when we don't understand ourselves as empaths, we lack self-worth. And so we allow people to walk all over us, right? This is the unhealed empaths. But we're leveling up, okay? Because we're getting ready to go into the Level Up Chronicles, which is going to be an entirely different series. And we're going to just dive in there and help you elevate to ascend in your majesty, okay? In your regalness. And because that's who you are, king and queen, so no longer are we allowing people to use us as doormats. When you understand your worth, you don't allow people to just randomly come in your life and start taking over. We don't allow them to come into our homes and start dictating and telling us what to do, right? Self-worth would allow you to walk away from toxic relationships or people who are not respecting you. Self-worth would allow you to walk away from abusive relationships, not just a romantic one, but with your parents, your family, your children, with your co-workers, whatever type of relationship you're going through or you're in, where respect is not reciprocated and you have been quiet long enough, you're taking your rights, you're standing in your self-worth, and you're rejecting everything and everyone who's not displaying, who's not displaying any type of vibration that contributes to the uplifting of your self-worth, okay? So we're eliminating those people from our lives, moving forward. When you understand your self-worth, you can walk into an establishment and you know your skills and your qualifications, and you don't allow them to dictate what they should be paying you. You let them know what you're worth. That's self-worth. Self-worth is you being able to just understand that you deserve good things, great things. I heard a story the other day. My sister was telling me that she listened to something, and a lady was saying that when you go into a regular supermarket, let's say the water is about, depending on where you're from and where you live, your country. Let's use America as an example. Let's say in the store, that bottle of water is about $2. But when you go to a restaurant, that water is about $10. When you go into the airport, that same bottle of water is about, let's say, $15. Okay, I've traveled quite a bit and it sounds like an exaggeration, but believe it or not, in different places and territories, you will see the price difference. So you're saying, yeah, forget to the point. What is your point about the bottle of water? Okay, here's the thing. All of these different establishments had the same brand, the same label, water, okay? But each one was a different price. What made the price different? Because each establishment charged based on how high they felt their value was. Okay? Do you get that? In other words, you can establish yourself in your mind into accepting that your worth is more than a $2 bottle of water, right? How high are you raising your worth, your value? When you understand your worth, you can raise your value. And so, what I want you to do for homework is go into your journal, and I want you to start writing out the things that you want to elevate on and raising your value to match your worth. Okay? So, thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and keep elevating in your worth, okay? See you next time. Well, not see you, but hear you in Wonderland. I'm so corny today, but you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in.